What up, YouTube? Timmy's here. Since this month I'm doing my reviews for past August films, here is my review for one of my favorite anime films of all time, and that is The Iron Giant. Of course, I'm talking about The Iron Giant because, of course, Space Jam 2 just got released, and one character featured in that was The Iron Giant. And, of course, The Iron Giant was also featured in Ready Player One. I mean, seeing The Iron Giant pop up on screen, it brings so much aside the fact that, I remember watching The Iron Giant as a kid. I used to love this movie. It's so fun, so endearing. The animation is terrific. It was, of course, directed by Brad Bird, who will later go on to give us The Incredibles, Ratatouille, Incredibles 2, Tomorrowland. I mean, Brad Bird is the man. I believe this was his first feature, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong there. But anyway, you guys also know who voices the Iron Giant, right? None other than Dominic Toretto himself, Vin Diesel. I bet so many people always keep forgetting that Dominic Toretto is the voice of the Iron Giant. I mean, before, Vin Diesel did the voice of a talking tree, he pretty much did the voice of a giant talking alien robot, and that was the form of the Iron Giant. And so, yeah, I mean, this is, of course, a anime film that's actually based on a book that I always keep forgetting this is based on a novel, believe it or not. But the novel was called Cold War Fable, and it's about, like, this giant robot voiced by Vin Diesel who crash lands near this, small town Rockwell, Maine in 1957. And this local 90-year-old kid named Horgath discovers the robot and soon form an unlikely friendship with him. But of course, the government, including government agent Kent Mansley, becomes determined to destroy the robot and tear him down. And you even got the voice of Harry Connick Jr. as the voice of Benedict Dean McCoppin, who must do what he can to save the machine as well. You had some really solid voice casting in this. You had Jennifer Aniston, who actually voiced the, lead character's mother. You also you even had Cloris Leachman was in this. Christopher McDonald, who of course voiced the character of Kent Mansley. You also had Eli Merenda, who you might know also played Steve Stifler's brother in American Pie. So that's a little odd one right there too. But anyway, the flying scene, the iconic moment of where the kid said, "You can fly. You can fly." Such a really iconic moment right there. The aspect in this thing is so terrific. It's such a childhood favorite of mine. I remember, I literally used to own this thing on VHS. I used to watch this thing tons of times. I used to watch on TV a few times, when it was premiered on TV and all. It's just so terrific. Vin Diesel as the voice of the Iron Giant is terrific casting. You could totally, hear like a Vin Diesel's grumpy, high pitched voice here, and it's perfect. Yeah. If you guys have never really seen the Iron Giant, Warner Bros. Really should do it a lot. This is definitely a film I'll totally be down to see a live action remake of. A live action Iron Giant, sign me up. After seeing the Iron Giant pop up on screen in both Ready Player One and in Space Jam New Legacy, I'm ready to see a new Iron Giant. Whether it's a sequel to this, whether it's a live action form, I need more Iron Giant in my life, But that aside, definitely go check out the Iron Giant if you guys haven't seen it. One of the best on-screen robots. The chemistry, I guess it has a bit of ET vibe to it as well. But instead of an alien, it's like a giant alien, really. But yeah, you can tell they definitely got moments. They definitely got inspired by ET with this film. But yeah, the Iron Giant is hands down the best. Not really sure where you can find it nowadays. You can actually find it on Hulu. Okay, cool right there. Surprised you can't find it on HBO Max, but anyway. Yeah, if you guys never seen the Iron Giant, go give it a go. Anyway, let me ask you guys, have you ever seen the Iron Giant? If so, what story? Were you a fan of it? Were you not a fan of it? What were some of your favorite parts, some of your favorite moments? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Himu signing out.